Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Here I have come with you on chapter 4 and the topic has selected here, that is respiration. The energy stored in food is called potential energy, and this energy cannot supply any energy for other cellular activities which keeping the living beings alive. For that reason, food has to be breaks down into kinetic energy. So let's see what is respiration. Respiration is a process in which food molecules, carbohydrates, lipids, proteins and other organic matters oxidized. So that means in presence of oxygen this reaction takes place. Oxidized in mitochondria. Where? In mitochondria. Mitochondria is the cell organelle in all living organisms present. But sometimes it is also occur in cytoplasm. It is a different process. I will explain later. So in mitochondria, to turn potential energy into kinetic energy as ATP. See here the term as ATP is called respiration. Why it is need to be turned into ATP? Because ATP can release energy whenever the other activities occurring in the cells. That's why. Now see the equation. What is the equation? You see here one molecule of glucose, C6H12O6 is the glucose molecule. It's one molecule of carbohydrate going to oxidize in presence of oxygen, that is 6 molecule of oxygen, and some of the enzymes are working or helping to occur this reaction efficiently. And what are the products? Carbon dioxide, water and 38 molecules of ATPs, and 38 molecules of ATPs contains 686 kilocalorie heat. Actually energy is nothing, that is a kind of heat, and the kilocalorie is the measuring unit of heat. So do you think always the respiration taking place in presence of oxygen? No, sometimes it is also in absence of oxygen can take place. So see here on the based on the availability of oxygen, respiration is two types. What are those? Aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration. See here, aero means air. When the respiration takes place in presence of air, that means oxidized in air in mitochondria, that time it is called aerobic respiration. That means this respiration need oxygen. So in anaerobic respiration, when the respiration takes place in some different cases, like in microorganisms or when people do some vigorous bodily activities, then that time the supply of energy is needed very fast. That time without supply of oxygen, this kind of respiration takes place. So at this time anaerobic respiration doesn't take place in mitochondria. It takes place in cytoplasm for the production of energy, and this process produces little amount of energy and without presence of oxygen. Aerobic respiration followed by 4 stages, and the first stage is glycolysis. In glycolysis takes place outside the mitochondria in cell cytoplasm. That means in cell cytoplasm in absence of oxygen. So what happens in the glycolysis? Actually it's produce 4 molecules of ATPs and 2 of them are used up for the process to go on, and net ATP is 2. Another energy molecule is produced, that is NADH2 and 2 molecules, and glucose is a 6-carbon compound. It's in this process the main function is happening here is breaks down into 2 molecules of pyruvic acid, and the carbon in pyruvic acid is 3. So it turn into 3 carbon 2 molecules pyruvic acid. That means in glycolysis 3 things are produced: ATPase, NADH2 and pyruvic acid. Now this pyruvic acid has to break down more, and it is break down again into 3 things. What are those? NADH2, 2 molecule of acetyl coenzyme A and 2 molecules of carbon dioxide. And this action also takes place outside the mitochondria in the cytoplasm, cell cytoplasm. After that, this acetyl CoA, this is the stage number 2. After that, this acetyl coenzyme A goes to the Krebs cycle. How it is going there and what is happening there? First of all, this acetyl CoA from cytoplasm entered to the cell matrix, that means mitochondrial matrix. There Krebs cycle takes place. What is happening there? Here, as a byproduct, 4 molecules of carbon dioxide produced. At the same time, 3 of the energy containing molecules produced. What are those? 6 molecules of NADH2, 2 molecules of FADH2 and 2 molecules of GTP. And this whole process takes place in the matrix of the mitochondria. After that, the fourth stage, which is called electron transport system. And electron transport systems actually takes place in the inner membrane of the mitochondria. You know, are you seeing here the green line outside? That is called outer membrane. And the inner word that is saying there are infolds inward in the mitochondria. This red line is representing inner membrane of mitochondria. And the finger-like structures are called crystal, and the liquid fill the mitochondria, that is called matrix. And electron transport system actually occur in the inner membrane of mitochondria. What happens there? You know, in membrane is made up of lipid and proteins. And here the protein produce electrons. That electrons letting all the molecules written at the left to hydrolyze, because these are also energy molecule, but they cannot supply energy directly. That has to turn into ATPs first. So that electron produced from the protein, letting them to hydrolyze and produce proton. Actually, protein is nothing except hydrogen ion. So all the hydrogen ions in the inner membrane of the mitochondria enter to the matrix. Enter to the matrix, and few of the hydrogen ion letting the oxygen to combine and produce 6 molecules of water. 6 molecules of water. And most of the hydrogen ions comes to the matrix and letting ADP to combine with inorganic phosphate and turn into ATPs. So most of the energy is produced in electron transport channels or systems, and only this system there are 36 ATPs are produced, and we are adding to our producing glycolysis together 38 ATPs produced. Now let's see how the energy ATP production is counted. So first of all, energy containing molecules should be counted first. So how many NADH2 are here? 2, 2, 4 and 2, 6. Total 10 NADH2. And how many FADH2? 2 FADH2. 2 molecule of FADH2. And how many GTP? 2 GTP. And each of them can turn into different number of ATPs. So NADH2, 1 molecule of NADH2 can produce 3 ATPs. So 10 NADH2 produce 30 ATPs. And 1 FAD molecule can produce 2 ATPs. So 2 molecules can produce 4 ATPs. And 1 GTP can produce 1 ATP. So 2 GTP can produce 2 ATPs, and total 36 ATPs produced in electron transport, this electron transport channel, and adding 2 of them produced in glycolysis together 38 ATPs are produced in total aerobic respiration. And as a byproduct, 2 and 4 carbon dioxide together make 6 molecules of carbon dioxide and 6 molecules of water, and finally 38 molecules of ATPs. And these ATPs can provide energy for other cellular activities. Anaerobic respiration also followed by two steps. Number one, incomplete oxidation of glucose, and number two, incomplete reduction of pyruvic acid. That means pyruvic acid cannot completely divide to produce new products. So let's see what happens in first steps. Here, glucose molecules breaks down into 4 molecules of ATPs, 4 molecules of NADH2 and 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. And this process occurs in the cytoplasm in absence of oxygen. So let's see what occurs in step 2. Here the pyruvic acid produced that has to be break down into lactic acid or ethanol plus or carbon dioxide plus energy. So it also occurred in cytoplasm in absence of oxygen. So that's why pyruvic acid cannot completely divide to produce more energy. So partially it is divided here. So what is happening here? The NADH2 produced in first steps, that has to be break down into proton, electron plus energy as 2 ATP. Here the final production of energy is produced and the amount is 2 ATPs. And in second steps, the proton, that means hydrogen ion plus electron, combinedly work in production of lactic acid or ethanol. When anaerobic respiration takes place in animals or human body due to the intense bodily activities or vigorous bodily activities like exercise and athletes, then lactic acid is produced. And when anaerobic respirations occurred in microorganisms and plants, that time it produced ethanol. Due to the accumulation of lactic acid in the muscle and tissues creates huge pain, and by the removal of lactic acid we can get relief from that pain. So for that reason oxygen is necessary. So in one word we can say, in anaerobic respiration to break down lactic acid into carbon dioxide and water, oxygen is necessary. That is called oxygen rate.